Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. I'm Brian Nadeau, Samantha Perry with you on a huge Saturday here in Hollandale Beach. We've got a great 11 race card. You can see the fast main track, the firm turf course, the Tapeta as well. And of course, something we've been building to for the better part of a week now, and it's finally front and center. We made it here. It is a mandatory Saturday Rainbow Six that will kick off in race number 6, and you can see the estimated pool, and this is one I wholeheartedly agree with, $3 million, I think.
Yep, I agree. It's loaded fields, great racing. We'll take a look at our tickets really quickly.
Yeah, we've got
right?
turf racing galore in this. The last 3 of the last 4 races are on turf, so we're going to hit you with this rainbow all day, early and often. And we want to start by showing you our tickets. We'll show them to you again later, but if you're tuning in right off the rip here, here's my ticket on a $100 ticket. And again, I'm going to post 2 tickets because I know everybody doesn't like to play for $100, which I completely agree with. I've got a scaled down ticket for $24 as well that I've already tweeted out, and I will do so again. But this is the expansive ticket for me in race number 6, the 9, just a photo in race number 7. I've got a single fly the W. We'll talk about it more later on, but the weight break he finally gets today in the cutback in race number 8, the 3 burning turf, another single in Beth's Dream in one of our 2 stakes races today, and then you can see the 5x5 late double. My long shot in race 10 is the 9 Oxymore, and in race number 11, the 2 hanging in there. They are both deep spreads for me. C-note even for me, $100. And like I said, I've got a 24 as well. Let's take a look at your ticket now, too, and then we'll show Ron's real quickly.
Yeah, I'm spreading in race 6, but honestly, I don't need anyone other than the 5. That is my top pick. Race number 7, you see Fly the W as well for all the reasons Brian just kind of alluded to. Race 8, I like JP Hellish and Burn and Turf, but I do like He's Pure Gold. I'm just spreading a little bit. Then race 9, I'm singling LeBon. Now, we'll get to the race, but she's got a lot to make up, but I like the fact that she's back in softer competition. Race 10, I have Smithwick Spice on top. That is the 8. And in the finale, I see you looking the 1, and I like hanging in there as well. It's a good race. $60 to play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's take a quick look at Ron's ticket. He'll be out with me for the opener. He's got the 8640, which is double the 4320. I won't. Just trust me on that.
I will.
Okay, thank you. No single for Ronnie, so his best bet is elsewhere. You can see him spreading to start. He's a little more defined in the later races. He's also going to use another horse against Fly the W. We're going to talk about that, too, because there is a scratch in that race that I think is potentially significant with the fact that Grand Journey, a speed horse, comes out. This is 8640 for Ronnie. We're going to show these again later when we get to race 6, but again, it's mandatory all day here, and we wanted to show them right off the rip. Let's get into the opener. We're going to go quickly through these first few races because we want to spend some significant time on the last 6 with that massive rainbow pool looming today. It's early pick 5 time as well. We can show my ticket really quickly, and the good thing about the early pick 5 is that it does not encompass the rainbow 6 on an 11 race card. So let's hit this, and we can play that rainbow for free. How's that sound? I'll go 3 deep here in race number 2. That's my best bet, Caspian Sea down on the inside. Race number 3, Dear Dad for Team Cassie. Race number 4, we're going to go to the 1, Anchises, but that is a spread race for me. And in race number 5, which is the penultimate race now before the Rainbow 6. I'm going to come back to Catton today. He didn't have a fair go of it last time. We are off the claim for Eniel Cordero. 87 is the order on a $45 early pick 5 ticket. Let's get into this race now. We're 5 furlongs on the Tapeta here. It's an $8,000 2L in this field of 8. It's clean. We're going to have a significant favorite. I know you like Splurge. I am totally against her today. Let's show the replay. Yeah. You can talk about it, and I'll add some thoughts myself.
Yeah, I get this. Splurge has burned a lot of money. We've got Splurge and Dove in Charge here, both in this same race today. Splurge, probably should have won this race, was set up to win this race. This was under Marty Drexler. But now you're first off the claim for Carlos David. This has been a very potent barn. Dove in Charge ran really well as well for Colin Mirage. I get it. I understand why you don't want to play him. That's fine. I just like the trainer switch today.
Splurge was 1-9 on the far
Yeah.
turn of that race and couldn't even go by the horse that was second, let alone win the race. No thank you at all. Marty was giving her away. Mission accomplished. We'll see today, and obviously Carlos David is very good off the claim. I don't like that race, and that's why I went with Starship Legend. We're second off an extended layoff. We're cutting back. Carlos Perez can be very, very crafty, and the price, hopefully, should be right in here. Early pick 4 in race number 2. I'll show the ticket later. It's strictly a run back. We are a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta here. There's a lot going on. We've got scratches of the 2 and the 8 and the 15. But 13 and 14 will draw in play. Cipriano Gill rides the 13, and we are 3 and up here in a $16,000 maiden claimer, going a mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. Wow, we're all over the place. You've got the 9. Things are getting hairy. Needs to break better today.
Well, since that day where he just completely stood in the gate, he has worked from the gate, and the work is on XBTV. He broke this time around. You look at the works, they've been really good. He was one that he was entered on the grass on April 14th, and he was an AE.
Yeah.
And I put in my notes that if he gets in, he'll win, because I'm ready for the 2 turns for this horse. He's so big. He's leggy. I love the 2 turns from him today. He's got the talent. It's just putting it all together. This is a big drop as well, so that's fine. I think at the end of the day, he is what he is, and he was working with Adios Cole, who was a big first-time out winner, ran well yesterday.
He did run well yesterday,
so we'll see.
I played this horse on debut. He was just terrible. But again, he had a there off you lose trip. They bet him that day. He was 8-1, and now you can have him for 16. The pedigree is all sprint, too. What's his buddy there? The other hairy horse. He was a one-turn Tapeta
yes, I
horse.
do.
So.
But this horse is like 3 times the
big,
size.
Yeah, he's a big dude for sure. I'm on the inside. Caspian C's my best bet of the day. He's just better than these horses. It's as simple as that. Maybe he's going the wrong way. I get that, but I think Safi might just want to win a race. If they claim him, so be it. He's the best horse in here. We'll see what we get. On the Tapeta again for race number 3, it's an optional claimer for the State Breds. We'll go a mile and a 16th in this spot. Halon, the 4, is out of this race. This is a deep and competitive field. You were on the 6 Commandant. You got a stretch out horse for Rohan home in the finale yesterday. My goodness, that horse ran huge.
Yeah, and I was just waiting for that horse to go 2 turns, and he did, and it paid off very well. And he got fried, too, and just kept going. This horse, the only 2-turn race on the page is on the dirt, and that was a while back in stakes competition. Now he's back. He obviously takes to the Tapeta fine, and usually you see he's got some hang in him now, and I think this is the better distance.
Was it Sky Kingdom yesterday in the finale?
Test Factor.
Test Factor, thank you. The point is he went 45 flat to the half mile, dueling on the turf, and pulled away late. A, it was a huge effort. B, very speedy out there. Take note of that for your Rainbow Six, which is loaded with turf races. The 2 Dear Dad for me, it's nothing clever. I just think this horse is going to be A, very live off the comeback for Team Cassie, and B, he was better than this group anyway, and I kind of feel like he's ready to roll today, so we're going to go there. Race number 4, we'll get on a fast main track here. We're 6.5 in this maiden optional claimer. The Florida Breds don't have to be in for that $50,000 tag. Everything is clean. It's a good group of 9. We're both down on the inside with a fresh new face for Safi in the 1, Anchises.
Yeah, you look at the last work on the 20th of April from the gate. I love when horses coming off of a layoff just get a nice little drill from the gate, and that's quick for Palmetto's, just that 48 flat, because usually it can be a tiring track from the gate. You've got him cut back in distance now. His best race was going 5.5 furlongs at Saratoga. First time Lasix. Let's go.
I don't know what happened with David Song last time where he popped an 89 buyer. If he feels like doing it again, he'll win by 7 in here. I don't know. What are you going to get? You going to get that back?
He ran such a huge race, but he still didn't win. So that's hard to trust.
Sometimes they get their heart broken when they run like that, too. Much better price on Frank's Mimi, who was 53-1 on debut for Mike Yates and didn't run poorly at all behind David Song. And that's a means to an end. He could probably move forward off that.
Yeah, and we've seen now with Mike Yates that these horses he's starting to debut the second time is usually the winning time.
Absolutely. Mike gets them moving in the right direction, and they keep on keeping on. Race number 5, it's another optional claimer for the State Breds here, 3 and up. We're going 6 on a fast main track. This is a really good, tough, competitive group in here. Cajun Brother for Bobby Hess here. a horse that's got good races, has bad races. If he shows up, he's a big player. Chris Landeros long overdue to get a W as well.
Yeah, a lot of underneath slices for Chris. This is a horse that you look back at that race 2 starts back. I understand it was a $35,000 claimer. It was a good race, and he ran huge. The last race put a line through it because Proverb is good.
Oh, Proverbs is really good, and that was a good open company race, too, by the way. Catton did not have a fair go of it last time. He had a there-off-you-lose trip. He got absolutely beaten up at the start on both sides. He lost ground off the claim for Eniel Cordero. We have seen that work well in the past. Yep. And Cacciatore, I don't know, he might win the Met Mile or something like that. I mean, the horse is ridiculous right now. He's so good, freakish in 3 straight dirt starts since you had him at the start of his dirt tenure after doing nothing on every other surface. So that is a really good race that he comes out of. Yeah. All right, that's the opener. That's the cover band. We're going to come back after a break here, and we're going to get to the 6 races in the mandatory Rainbow Six, a massive $3 million-ish pool. We've got 3 tickets to show you. We've got a slew of replays and stats. Stay with us and we'll be back for it.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
All right, Brian and Samantha with you here on another nice day at Gulfstream Park. And as we have alluded to all week and all opener, we're going to slow things down a little bit after going about 43-2 to the half mile to start the show. It is Rainbow Six time. It is a mandatory day. Everything must go. There's about 400,000 or so of quote-unquote dead money that is yours for the taking. We are expecting in the $3 million range. It's a number I agree wholeheartedly with. 3 tickets to show you where you already did, but we're going to run them back again. We're going to show them early. We're going to show them often. We'll start with the ladies first here on Samantha's Rainbow Six ticket. That's going to be about 3:40-ish in the PM, by the way.
Right off of the Thunder tip-off. All right.
Oh, there you go.
Race 6. O-Captain is my top pick. We'll get into this race, but this horse is, I think, going to run big today. Fly the W. It is my single. It is Brian's single. He gets the weight off again today. I think he'll be pretty live. Race number 8 is a good one. I've got the 3 Burn and Turf on top, but I'm using JP Hellish as well. I like both of those, and we'll show you why. Race 9, Laban is my top pick there. I like the fact that she is cutting back to the 1 turn mile distance, and she's getting Lasix back on. Race 10. I have the 8 on top, but I just found out some bad news about the 8, that the regular rider who really knows this horse is not going to make the trip over to ride. That hinders me a bit. I've got the Tin Canthari in play as well, and then the massive late closing kick XY Speed. And in the finale, there are a couple horses that they're hard to separate, but the one I see you looking on top for me.
All right, there's a $60 one. I'm going to throw a couple extra 20s at it. An even 100 for me, spreading deep in the opening leg. The 9, just a photo on top. We'll get to it in a second. I just feel like you have to single fly the W or this thing blows up. We're going to tell you why in a little bit in 2 races. In race 8, the 3 Burn and Turf. What a good, speaking of turf, race that is. I'm going to single Beth Stream. I just feel like she's better than this group. I get what Samantha's doing with Laban, who has been long overdue for some relief in here, class relief that is. And then a 5x5 late double. My long shot is in race 10, and that is the 9 Oxymore. And I am 5 deep as well as Samantha in the last race, but interestingly enough, I think we only match on 3 horses in there. It's a post position race for me, so I'm down inside with my top 2 picks. 21 is the order there hanging in there. An even C note for me. It's 100. Like I said, I'll have a much more manageable secondary kind of budget extra ticket as well in case, I get that could be a little much, but it is mandatory day here. Let's take a look at Ronnie's. He's splitting the difference here at 86.40. He'll join me for the opener as well, and he can kind of go over that ticket too. But he's got the 86.40. He also doesn't have a single in here, so his best bet, like mine, is coming earlier on in the card, and he's a little tighter at the end. He's also going to not necessarily try to beat fly the W, but he'll Dutch it as well in that spot and use a couple of them on an 86.40 Rainbow 6. Mandatory about 340, 345-ish in the PM. Let's get it going here in race number 6. And if you like turf racing, this Rainbow 6 is for you because 4 of the 6 races are on the turf, and all 4 of them are absolute beasts. And they are deep and they are competitive. Great job by the racing office. And you are starting it with Captain, a horse I liked last time and played last time. I'm using him, but you got to talk me onto this horse.
Okay, well, that's fine. So he's got some hang in him.
Yeah.
He really does. That was a good race. I like the Sir London race. Let's pull it up. Because this horse has been gelded now his last 2 races. Now, it wasn't reported the last race, but he was. So I feel like now with the 3 starts, or now with 2 starts under his belt with the gelding, now you see him on the outside here. In the first turn, he got into a little bit of trouble this day. He tried hard, and he looked like he was just going to go by. Now, Sir London, the 12 horse here, just ran really, really well. And this horse just kind of just hung a little bit. And it happens. He ran a career top that day on the sheets. I like that a lot. I'm hoping we can just bring everything together today.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about that race, I don't know how good he is either, to be perfectly honest with you. He's 1 for 12. 6 of them hit the line together. I know it was a better group than today.
Yeah.
That's not an indicative of a good race.
Yeah.
And he didn't do any running at all. He was supposed to win off the far turn. I played him.
Okay.
And he just stopped.
I picked Sir London that day, so I didn't think he was supposed to win.
All right. Well, you were right.
Yeah.
I'm saying mid-stretch, he looked like
he should have won. Yeah.
Maybe the blinkers tighten him up. Maybe he gets a little more kick in the lane. I'm going to use him. It's a spread race for me, but if you need to be tighter, I'm against him. Just a photo was in that race as well, and I thought he was rolling off the far turn, and he lugged. He lost some momentum. He had traffic. Was he going to win? I don't know, but he was not going to be beaten a half length. He would have been right in there in the blanket. Paco got to know him last time. He's now ridden him 2 straight. This will be the 3rd time. That was a turf return last time as well. I think he's a huge, huge threat in here. Nate the Great is lightly raced down on the inside, and he is not coming out of that race.
No, he's not, and that was a good race as well. That was coming off a big layoff. I think that this horse, I liked this horse a lot last time, and they didn't bet him at all, and he was working really well at Palm Meadows on their grass course. He was super fit. He's another one that came back as a 4-year-old and came back running a top number, which is good here.
That is a very good sign when you do that in your first start at 4. The 3 I should have mentioned, the Spy Novel, is out. A little bit of a long shot is out. It's not an easy race to start it off. Let's go now to race number 7. It kicks off the late pick 5. Ron's got the run back. We're going to skip that. He'll tweet that out, and we'll talk about it live front and center, but we want to keep rainbowing here as well. Samantha's got that ticket. Excuse me. So we got a mile and a 16th. This is the 1 Tapeta race in the sequence. We scratched the 3 Grand Journey, so a lot of speed comes out of this starter optional claimer for 4 and up. And not only do we have a massive favorite in the 6 Fly the W, but finally, and Bobby DeBona told us this yesterday, and it's a big deal, he gets the weight off, level playing field today after he's been giving so much weight of late to some really good horses.
He has. He's a horse that you look back, 125, 124. Now he's in with 118. This is a huge, huge difference. And a lot of times when you're tacking 125, it's dead weight. It's lead weight. And that's, I promise, it's different. It's a different kind of weight that you're holding. And Edgar Zayas will get aboard him. I think that this is a good combination. And getting that cutback, too.
Cutback's important. Listen, he's okay at 9 furlongs, but he's not the best fly the W that we know at 9 furlongs. Now he's 8.5. Not only does he get the weight off, but I think it's twofold. The spread is not. He's carrying equal weight with everybody, too.
Yep.
That's a big deal as well. I will say this, and we've got the same exacta. I'm not going to double my ticket because I don't think Tis Romantic has the same chance as Fly the W, and that's bad business to me when you do that.
Yeah.
But the scratch of Grand Journey helps him. He's got a lot of speed.
He does.
Turf to dirt. Let's just turf to Topeka, excuse me. I want to show the stat here quickly for Safi. It's not like a monster stat, but it's 21%. So Safi knows what's going on here. And this horse has run very, very well on the Topeka for sure. They're going to have to catch him. I still think there's speed to kind of nag him a little bit as well.
Yes.
Race number 8 now starts 3 of the last 4 races are on a firm turf course. It's an optional claimer, 3-year-olds and up, a long shot scratch of the 2, Hakimi. And from there, it's anybody's guess. We do have the same horse on top. I will say this, the 4 horses we have, we might not have the winner on top. Those 4 horses,
I think we've got them in there.
Theoretically are supposed to get you through this race.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Talk about burn and turf. We'll show it, actually.
We'll show it,
with
yeah.
JP Hellish.
Yeah,
too.
so JP Hellish is a really nice turf horse here. But this was problematic, and we'll show this race. We'll show this angle first here. JP Hellish came out a bit. And I'm not saying do you think Burn and Turf would have won?
I'm not a steward, and I don't envy them their job.
No.
I don't understand how this horse stayed up.
Yeah, it was a bit confusing. Then thank you guys, because you see that there. JP Hellish just clearly bothered the path. It's a matter of paths. That's it. Whoever was going to win or not going to win, you're supposed to stay in your path.
Right.
He did not. That being said, he's run very well over our grass course. I don't know. Burn and Turf can get the best of him today.
Listen, they're going to be right there on the line. You've seen it in the past. I think the horse were both willing to fade, and I do think they're going to bet him. I made him favorite on the line. He's Pure Gold is better than all these horses, but how about today on April 27th? Is he better?
Yeah, he's 6 years old. He's a very classy Jersey bred. He's won multiple stakes in New Jersey on the grass. This seems like a horse that they're just tuning up for something better there, or not something better in Jersey, but a Jersey bred
Well,
race.
his jam up in Jersey.
Exactly. So that being said, this horse does run well fresh, and you look back at the races, Kelly Breen does this a lot. He gives him a prep here at Gulfstream for something else. He runs well fresh. We'll see.
Let's take a quick look at the stat because
Yeah.
it's gonna straddle the fence here because it's not a huge stat, but it's a pretty good one for Kelly. How about this now? 4 for 27 off this kind of layoff on turf. Guys, thanks for putting this in there too. How about 3 for 3 with Paco?
That's amazing.
So just maybe there's a little more intent here, and it's a big purse as well.
Yep.
So we'll see. Stat is the horse I mentioned at the start with Samantha's horse just running a freakish race on the turf yesterday. It's exactly what Stat will try to do today. It's a fast, firm turf course out there. Stat is dangerous. I'm definitely using him. Now, the first of 2 really good overnight handicaps goes in race 9. It's the Mo Green. We go a mile on a fast main track in here. It's clean, and you're going to go. This is she's the next horse up on the totem pole if it's not Best Stream. But Best Stream's going to be a huge favorite. So the fact you like Laban, I think, is significant.
Yep. I could double my ticket. 120 and add Beth Stream in. Here's the thing with Laban. Laban has not been on Lasix since the end of 2023. She has not faced this is an overnight stake, basically.
Absolutely.
But she's not faced anything that's been graded stakes in her last 2. And so she gets back to this 1 mile distance. She's 2 for 2 at it. I just feel like this is her perfect sweet spot. It's got to be today.
She's also never run remotely fast enough to beat Best Stream.
Well, now let's talk about Best Stream.
Yeah, because she's really good.
She's very good. Well, let's show the replay.
Yeah, I mean, Scylla was, I think she was 1 to 2 in this race, right? And she was about 1 to 9 here. Juddmont Blue Blood for Bill Ma. And yeah, she was off the layoff, but Beth Streams was off the layoff too. They could have run around 7 times, and the gameness, she actually gets past here. The gameness that Beth Stream showed. Maybe it took something out of her. I get it. Boy, did she have to lay down here, but she was never going to win this race. And what happens? She wins this race. It was quite remarkable.
It was.
She's 5 for 7 here. She's 5 for 6 at a mile. She's better than Laban, but That was very taxing.
It was. That's my complete agreement there, because she is 6 years old and she's got a very spotty race record. You look back at her last 13 races, though, she does pair up wins typically. But now you're 6, so what do you do here?
And Victor's rolling. There is other speed in here, like Poema. She's very, very fast. And here's this, just to play, again, we want to give both sides here. Scylla clearly regressed out of that race. She was not very good the other day at Keeneland.
Nope, and that is worrisome.
Food for thought on that. What a double kicking off in race 10. It's a turf double. We love that. It's also the first leg of the coast-to-coast pick 5. This is the Sunny Island. Scratch the 2 Lightning Clouds, the Fort Warriors Pride. You mentioned Fernando Jara. Listen, he rode a Hall of Famer in Imbasor. The guy's a very, very good jockey. But Samantha's point is valid here. 5 furlongs on a firm turf course. Daniel Centena knows this horse, Smithwick Spikes, through and through.
Yep, and last time I had spoke with the trainer Doug Nunn before the last race, a mile and a 16th, and they didn't really want to run in that race. They wanted to wait for this sprint, but they needed to run him again. And they said, man, Daniel just couldn't make it over. He was riding some good horses over at Tampa. I thought, okay, today they've got him, because they said, hey, we're getting him this time. And now, unfortunately, we just found out we don't get him. I'm not saying that Fernando Jara can't do a good job, but these horses, they know their riders. Yeah.
Absolutely. This horse is dangerous on the cutback, because 8.5 against a good group is too far for him. He's back with, I don't know if there are any friends in here. I know he ran big at Tampa. This is a really good group today. It's my long shot, Oxymore, Ronald Coy. I mean, he's doing everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. Claimed this horse for a quarter out of a turf route last time. He cuts him back. So much speed in here. This horse has back class. We've been warned, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. Now he only beat 2 horses, but still, this could be down his alley.
XY Speed freaked last time. Nato off, Nicoletti on. Let's show the replay. This is a 102 Beyer speed figure. You met that wins Breeders' Cup Turf Sprints, okay? And he is going to get set up today, because the pace in this race is hellacious. He was so good here. Mike Lerman won a race again yesterday. He's humming along too.
Yeah,
boy, I don't know if he's going to regress or if he's just better than ever. Boy, is he scary right back.
He just had the seize part.
That's a worry for me.
Yep, and he took on through like a good thing. Now, the interesting thing about this horse is 4 of these horses are in this race now, and they've all kind of taken turns beating each other. XY Speed, that was his first win since 2023 in April, so a year almost.
Might be a reason both my partner went elsewhere.
Yep.
I'll say that. So much speed. We know Yes I'm Free's going. He's crazy fast. Boy, this thing could have a little meltdown feel to it, and both of our your pick should settle a little bit. XY Speed for sure, and my pick for sure as well. We'll see what happens. The finale is not easy either. Maiden special weight going a mile on a firm turf course. Just the AEs are out, the 13 and 14. The beauty of that is we'll get to show you what's going on, I think, in the Rainbow Six, provided everything stays together with no scratches in the body of the field. Let's start with your top pick, my second pick. I See You Looking. This is the turf race on January 28th in the heat of the championship meet.
Yep, it was a very competitive race. I felt that in his debut he made up he ran a lot better than it looked, and then when you see this replay, I think that you can just see the improvement here. I like the fact that this horse, they still chose to run him on the Tapeta and Lasso. So this is 2 starts back for him, because he's a heavier horse for a City of Light, and he ran well here. I mean, he tried hard. They all kind of finished together, but that was a really good. That was Ocean Murphy who timed that ride up for Safi Joseph there. So look at him gallop out.
Right, that's the other thing too.
And he was the 13 post. I know there were some scratches, but that was hard. He galloped out past everybody.
You might not be able to make up a better post swap than he has today. When you're going in the post 10 at 7.5, you can't win. And now you're in the post 1. You save all the ground down on the inside.
He never let the winner go past him except after the wire. So, yeah.
Absolutely. He's an absolute must-use A. I'm on the 2 hanging in there. Comes out of 2, I think, pretty good races. His form is going forward. as well. And the beauty of this race, too, what do I got here? A 4-1 morning line. I mean, that's the type of race I think it is in here, and it's wildly competitive. We've got some prices, too. This is where we differ, at least underneath. Derby Street. We'll talk about Derby Street quickly because this horse, they paid $700, and he didn't run 1 inch on a dead-on-the-board debut race.
No, but it seemed that when you're debuting a horse at a mile and a 16th, one, that's tough to do.
Right.
Two, he didn't pick his feet up at all, and I think he's a grass horse. The dam ran well on the grass, so she ran 8s if you're a sheep person on the turf. He's got some work showing. Now, I can't see him, but I can tell that he's a horse that he's either A, just very slow, or B, he'll like the grass.
Both of the mod horses might be very slow, but at least today you get a change in scenery, and we'll see what's going on the turf. I mentioned the 6 Indonio as well. That's the other mod Godolphin. Homebred, I thought the 9. Typhoon Fury is a very odd horse. He was running against winners and in stakes races, and then he drops into a maiden special weight against Set, who's, a stakes winner now for Cassie. And they didn't bet him at all. They didn't bet Set at all either, by the way. So it wasn't like Set was a crazy, smart guy horse. And now he doesn't run that well in his last start, albeit with, I don't know, it was still an okay race. But he's kind of sort of one of the ones in here. Juventus ran okay last time, trying turf. He's going to be a square price. As we mentioned, the finale is very tough. It's a mile, though, and I think there's a reason why we have 1-2-2-1 on top. This is a post position race, too. The outside horses are in deep trouble here. They better break running or show some speed because that is a darn quick run to the first turn. It is a mandatory Rainbow 6-day here at Gulfstream Park. As I mentioned, 3:40-ish or so in the PM. Race number 6 kicks it off. We're going to zip through this lightning round. It starts with the slate for the mandatory here. And as I mentioned, races 6 through 11 today. About 3:40 in the PM. We are speculating about $3 million in this pool. I think it's firmly in play because we really do have I mentioned it in the office, a perfect storm today. Not only are we front and center, I know Churchill opens, but they open tonight. It's all right here at Gulfstream Park on a beautiful Saturday with an awesome sequence that the office has put together. Four turf races, 3 out of the last 4. It's tremendous. The coast to coast goes as well. We'll just show that really quickly, as well as the TTP Pick 3, which is the last 3 turf races on the card. Here's the coast to coast. I like the window here today.
Yeah, it's a very short window. 2 races from here, 3 including a stakes race from Santa Anita, and these pay huge. Yeah,
dollar minimum, 15%. The TTP Pick 3 as well. That's going to be late today, and that's going to be it's the late Pick 4 as well as the TTP Pick 3. I love how they've got this now. 3 of the last 4 races on the card are turf races. I think that's phenomenal. What's your best bet today?
Mine is Le Bon.
Oh, wow. See, that's a great one. That is a bold one as well. A horse that will not be favored, so that's a great thing. And she's been rolling here. Popped at a long shot at 15. Caspian Sea early. No rainbow help there.
No.
But that's early. Maybe we build the bankroll. How about your long shot today?
Things are getting hairy. It's early as well,
I got one right in the rainbow for you in the turf stakes today, and that is Oxymore for a white-hot barn in Ronald Coy, and he should be a number in there. We are done. It's Rainbow Mandatory Day. We'll remind you, Ronnie's coming out. We're going to show you his ticket. Pete is upstairs with the scratches and changes. I'll tell you what, the good thing is there's not a lot of big ones on the card.
No.
We wish you the best of luck. Make sure you're with us all day. We will have thoughts on this Rainbow. Again, about 3:40 in the PM, race 6. Pete's upstairs. Thanks.